What's up, my people? It's Cat Sports again. Now, this is a sports channel, so let's talk some sports. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. Just Boxing Talk. We're a group of people that just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a channel, podcast, or anything like that. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. Tim Layton, JBT. Good afternoon, my brother. Everything's good with me and the fam. Thanks for asking. Tell your son happy birthday again. I'm going to shout him out all the way up to the big day Saturday. By the way, put your son's name in the chat if it's not too much trouble. Hardcore boxing news. What's up, family? Always a pleasure to see you. Back for another afternoon of Boxing Talk for the JBT community. Just Boxing Talk. Okay. Let me see here. How is everybody today? Hope everybody's day rolling along smoothly. Mine has been okay so far. Something. It's okay. Now, for the past week or so on my shows, I've been talking about different parts of the sport of boxing, you know, just to but of course the part we all like the most is when the fighters are in the ring competing. But that's just a part of it, you know. And I've been talking about other parts of the sport just so we get a little better understanding of what goes on in boxing. You know, I've talked about things like sanctioning bodies, promotional companies, and some things fighters do when they're actually in the ring competing, like footwork, types of punches they throw. I've talked about boxing stances, orthodox versus southpaw, the differences and benefits of the two stances, clinching, sparring, just different aspects of the sport we love. And I want to continue down that road today talk a little bit about a few things today. Okay, start out with judges. Now, I know I talked about judging before, but I want to go a little bit deeper into it today. Boxing judges, you know. What is a boxing judge anyway? Now, a boxing judge is responsible for judging the results of a boxing match, with as many as 3 judges typically present at ringside to score the bout and assign points to the boxers based on punches that connect, defense, knockdowns, and other more subjective measures. Okay. At the Olympic or World Championship level, there are usually 5 judges. Well, I did not know that. 5 of them. Now, a boxing match that is not ended in a knockout, technical knockout, TKO, or disqualification, and having reached the limit on the preset number of rounds, or has gone the distance, and the fighter with the highest score at the end of the fight is ruled the winner. Okay. Now, with 3 judges, unanimous decisions and split decisions are possible, as are draws. Okay. Now, because of the open-ended style of boxing judging, fights may end with controversial results, where one of the fighters may believe they have been robbed or unfairly denied a victory. Now, draw is when all 3 judges call the fight even, okay? Or one judge favors one fighter, one judge favors fighter A, one judge favors fighter B, and the other judge calls it a draw. That's a split draw. Right? I remember the March 1999 heavyweight fight between Holyfield and Lennox. It ran to Holyfield and Lennox Lewis at Madison Square Garden was a draw. All 3 judges scored it differently. Eugenia Williams had Holyfield. Sandy Cristodolo had Lewis. And Laurie Cornell called the fight a draw. That's a unanimous draw. And the result led to a call for an immediate rematch between the 2. Now, a majority draw is extremely rare, okay? Excuse me for one moment. Now, the majority draw is rare when 3 judges call the fight a draw, and then one judge calls it in favor of one of the fighters. Okay. Although one judge favored a fighter, you have to get a majority, right? And majority of 3 is 2, so the majority went to the draw. Just do boxing. What's up, bro? How you doing today? Mike Masick. I know I'm saying your name wrong. I heard Jay say it right this morning. And I meant to make a note of it, but I'm still saying it wrong. But Mike, you know who I'm talking about. How you doing? How's everybody this afternoon? B3! What's up, B3? Man, I don't know what happened. Excuse me for one moment, please. done something. There we go. I'm back. Whew. The whole screen went blank for a minute there. Wow. I'm back. What's up, B3? Okay, talking about a little about judges today. Okay. Now, there are some scoring systems in boxing that make it impossible for judges to award equal points for a match. Now, if a championship fight ends in a draw, the champion usually retains the title. Now, boxing had always traditionally been a sport for males, with men performing the officiating. The first female boxing judge, Carol Paulus, was appointed in 1973. Now, Eva Shane was appointed as a judge a year after Paulus by the New York State Athletic Commission. And she became the first woman to judge a heavyweight title fight. She was one of the 3 judges officiating Ernie Shavers against Muhammad Ali at Madison Square Garden, September 29, 1977. Okay. Now, how do you become a boxing judge? 3-3 says he's just working, champ. Judging in boxing is sad and promoters controlled. Yes, sir. You can say that again. I don't know, Tim. Do you know, B3, who the referee is on the Haney Regis bout? That's a good question. I like to find that out ahead of time too, Tim. If B3 probably knows, you know, that he's B3 might be in the Haney corner, sir. Oh boy. You know, B3, you know I gotta mess with you. You and Big Dose. But seriously, do you know who the referee is, B3, or anybody else doing the Haney Regis fight Saturday? Because that could make a difference, you know? Fight might depend on how physical the referee lets Regis be, you know? Mm-hmm. Everybody smashed that like. Woo-wee, 14 already. The record is 21. Look like that record gonna go down today. Ooh-wee. Cat Sports record for likes is 21, and it looks like it's gonna go down today. But how do you become a boxing judge? Oh, you had no clue? Yeah, it definitely matters, B3. I'm gonna find out in one moment. But how do you become a boxing judge? Now, it varies from state to state. Now, a passion for the sport of boxing is one of the most important requirements for becoming a boxing judge, right? Beyond that, the steps necessary to become a professional boxing judge vary widely in every state, based on the regulations and requirements set forth by the State Athletic Commission, okay? Now, you can initiate the application process by contacting your State Athletic Commission and requesting information. Boxing judge qualifications, okay? According to short boxing, state requirements can range from filling out simple applications forms to completing state Man, this advertiser just wiped out my article. That's crazy. Okay. Oh, there's the X to get rid of it. Bear with me for one moment. Advertisement just covered up my article. Oh no, not Kenny. Kenny ain't bad. What's up, Gregory Pratt? What's going on, GP? Good to see you. Always a pleasure to see you, my brother. A fellow Baltimorean and fellow Eagles/Ravens fan. Kenny ain't that bad, Tim. I wouldn't mind it being Kenny Bayless. I would say not the other one, the one that did Rolly and Barroso. Oh man, I can't think of his name right there. You know, the one that cheated for Rolly. And he's a pretty good judge too. But after that fight, he shows he can be bought. Come on, somebody put his name in the chat. Oh man, who did Rolly and Barroso? The light-skinned brother, you know. I think he's half something because he speaks Spanish too. Tony Weeks. Tony Weeks, yeah. Tim, I would say please not Tony Weeks, because he shows he can be bought. Kenny may be able to be bought too, but he hasn't showed it. Tony Weeks has proven it with that performance in the Rolly and Barroso fight. Okay, so please not Tony Weeks. Okay, I got my article back. Okay. We were talking about how do you become a boxing judge, right? Now, it varies state to state, and they say widely from state to state, you know. The qualifications are very different, okay? According to some states, it can range from filling out a simple application form to completing state-certified training, along with passing a medical exam and comprehensive background check, okay? No matter which state you live in, boxing judges must have good eyesight. Yeah, some of them don't though, okay? Either don't have good eyesight or they just straight up cheating. Good eyesight and be physically fit. They have to be physically fit, all they're doing is sitting down judging. Now the referee would have to be physically fit. I'm gonna get into that in a minute, the referee. Don't forget to smash the like. We're going for the record today. 8 likes away from the record. What you say Tim needs to stay away from? Oh, Tim, I didn't get your, let me go back up. Tim Layton's son's birthday is Saturday, and he's a boxing fan, so he's going to get a nice birthday present. 2 beautiful cards Saturday. A lot of people sleeping on that top rank card. They got some young killers on there. I think I'm going to go over it tomorrow. In depth, fight by fight, the main card. I know Fabricio Ramirez is headlining and putting his title on the line. I think Xander Zayas is part of the co-main. Bruce Carrington on the card, and former Olympian Tiger Johnson. So that's a pretty good card. And Top Rank hasn't even been advertising, you know? A lot of people don't even know about it. Ain't that crazy? All those young killers on that card, they could promote that easily. That would be easy to promote. Top Rank has just stopped promoting. I don't know what the deal with that is. Okay. Okay, nobody knows who the ref for Devin and Regis is yet? Okay. Yeah, Tim. Tony Weeks, that's the one I was talking about. Thank you, Tim Layton. Tim Layton always on point with the information. You know. That guy knows his boxing. Tim Layton, ABT, yes. Okay. There are no strict educational degree or stipulated years of experience in order to become a boxing judge. But those familiar with the industry will likely have an easier time advancing networking activities and a reputation for fair boxing decisions. Okay. The only national designation available for boxing judges is under the National Governing Body of Olympic Boxing. This designation may enhance your credibility. However, it will not provide you with the requirements necessary to become a boxing judge in your state. Okay? State Athletic Commission. Find the information for your state athletic commission by searching on the internet, or by going to the. That's my wife. Excuse me for one moment. Hello. Knowing? Okay. Bad? Okay. You at work? You made it to work yet? Okay. All right, love you, honey. Bye. No, I'm never too busy for you, baby. Bye. Love you. Oh, my goodness. My wife called me to tell me it was snowing. But that's, I had hung up. She heard me. I didn't say nothing bad, though. What's up, Al Booger? How you doing this afternoon? It's snowing in Maryland, everybody. Snowing where you at, GP? I know you in Baltimore somewhere. My wife said it was. She's down on Liberty Road somewhere. Al Booger, do you happen to know who's the ref for Devon and Regent Saturday? We was trying to find that out. Please don't say Tony Weeks. It can be anybody but Tony Weeks. Okay, we was talking about boxing judges. Okay, I'm gonna talk about referees, then I'm gonna put the link in. Anybody wanna chop it up, we can chop it up. I wanted to get V3 up here today, too. Now, it varies from state to state, so the best thing you would have to do would be to contact your state athletic commission to find out the requirements in your specific state to be a boxing judge, okay? And it says, search on the internet for your, to reach your state boxing commission. State Athletic Commission, excuse me. Your state athletic commission website should provide you with an application for becoming a boxing judge, or contact information for the state athletic director's office. If no application is available, contact the state athletic director and request information on becoming a licensed boxing judge. Okay. Now, as far as the application goes, in your application, you may be required to provide a resume, photographs, criminal history, proof of age, and a small fee. Most state athletic commissions require applicants to be at least 18 years of age. States like Nevada require boxing judges to schedule yearly eye exams and be able to cheat. Okay. No, I just added that part. Yeah, require your boxing judges to schedule yearly eye exams. A medical examination may also be required to ensure the boxing judge is physically capable of doing the job. How physical you got to be a judge? You're sitting down, right? I guess. Very interesting. Approved training. Many states will require you to complete a course of training or take an exam prior to being admitted as a boxing judge. For example, Maryland, where I'm at, Maryland requires all applicants to take a course of training encompassing all rules and elements of the sport they wish to officiate. That should be every state, including boxing. Additionally, most sports administer a test, and applicants are required to meet a certain threshold in order to qualify. Of course, these requirements will vary by state. Maryland requires a minimum score of 70%, for instance. Okay. Now, going pro. Okay. Boxing judges begin their careers by judging amateur boxing matches. Okay. When you begin judging amateur matches, you should begin to acquaint yourself with other boxing judges so you can find a mentor. Gradually, you will gain experience at the amateur level, and your mentor should be able to assist you with transitioning to professional boxing events. Okay? Now, keep in mind that state athletic commissions may only license new judges when there are vacancies. So the process of becoming a boxing judge may be time sensitive. Use your professional connections to tap insider information on any expected retirements, okay, or early departures of current boxing referees. So it's kind of like who you know helps you out too. Okay. Now, let's take a quick look at referees. Okay, then I'm gonna drop the link in there. Okay. Okay, what is a boxing referee? All right. We got some of the old school referees like, well, Kenny Bayless, Mills Lane, he passed away. Richard Steele, I think he's the head of the New Jersey State Boxing Commission, I believe, Richard Steele now. Bob Ruby Goldstein passed away. Okay. Now, referee boxing. Okay. The referee in boxing is the individual charged with enforcing the rules of that sport during a match. Okay. Now, the role of the referee. Let me check my likes. We're trying to break the record today. Everybody. Are we still on 14? Everybody smash that like button. Don't make me step to somebody. I'm gonna meet y'all one day. All right, I won't have to step to nobody at that hardcore meet and greet. Okay, the role of the referee. Let me see. Role of the referee. Okay, there we go. Now the referee has the following roles. Okay, gives instructions to both boxers before the fight. Right. Determines when to start or stop a count when a fighter is down. Okay? Determines when a foul is so egregious that a warning should be given or points taken away. All right? Signals when the round is over. Because sometimes, they want to fight past the bell. Signals when the round is over. Determines when one fighter's health will be endangered by more blows and thus stops the fight, right? Now, in the past, referees were involved in judging the fight. However, that role has been progressively replaced by a panel of judges, except for domestic fights in some countries. I saw a referee judge a fight a couple of weeks ago in England. I sure did. Now let's take a quick look on what it takes to become a referee. In case anybody out there want to become a boxing referee, okay? Anybody interested in becoming a boxing referee? I think I'm a little too old now. I should have done it years ago. But how is everybody today? My wife just called me and told me it was snowing in Maryland. I'm in for today. Got her car today. Our son don't have it, so I don't have to go pick her up. I'm in like Flynn. Got everything I need. Man, bear with me for a moment, please. I've been practicing pulling this article up ever since last night. Now I can't find it. How did you become a boxing referee? I should have wrote it down. But it's all good. Just give me a second here. That ain't it. see some familiar stuff. It was a very good okay, give me like 2 seconds. Remo in the building. What's up, Remo? Talking about judges and referees today a little. How are you doing? Try it one more time, then I'm going to say forget it. It's snowing in Maryland, Remo. Is it snowing up there in New York? Okay. Yes, I'm on the right path now. Hey, I was getting ready to get mad, man. Throw this laptop across the room. Okay. How to become a boxing referee? Okay. Now, boxing referees are required for all boxing matches and events, right? They ensure that all rules are followed and oversee the match. Some boxing referees have more responsibilities than others. However, all must possess a strong knowledge of the rules and regulations, as well as a strong sense of responsibility. Okay? Now, this article will explain the way to become a boxing referee for professionals, amateurs, and in different places in the UK and US. Okay, let's get started. Run through this real quick so I can drop that link. And we'll talk about some fighting. Okay, how to become a boxing referee. In order to become a professional boxing referee, you'll first need to be registered with your local boxing board. In the beginning, it's probably best to become a volunteer referee and work your way up, okay? Best to become a volunteer first. Work your way on up. 16 likes. 6 away from the record, gentlemen. 6 away from the Cash Sports like record. We rolling today. So it's best to become a volunteer referee first, then work your way up, right? That makes sense. You also need to train hard. Boxing referees require a high level of fitness and need to be able to stay on their feet all day. All day. Need to be able to stay on their feet all day. Refereeing requires you to be in good physical shape as well as strong enough to separate boxers when necessary. So you better start exercising. You might be in there with them 2 big heavyweights. You might be in there between somebody like Wilder and Fury or something. So you got to be in shape. You know, you got to separate guys like that. You know what I mean? You should also take an interest in the sport itself. Well, that's obvious. I mean, you wouldn't even want to be a referee if you weren't interested in the sport, right? Take an interest in the sport. Learn about the rules and watch boxing matches before starting to referee. That's crazy. Who would want to be a boxing referee if he wasn't interested in the sport? But anyway, let's continue. Knowledge of the rules is essential as boxing referees need to be able to interpret these and apply them accordingly. It's also important for a referee to know all the aspects of the sport, such as how it works and what happens in different situations, etc. Now, it's not the easiest thing in the world to become a professional boxing referee, but it is definitely possible. If you possess all the necessary skills and qualifications, there's no reason why you can't do it. First, how do you become an amateur referee, first of all? Thomas Taylor's biggest shit. He ain't got no issues there. Oh, hell no. Hey, Remo, do you know who refereeing the Regis and Devin fight Saturday? We was talking about that a little earlier before you came in. If you do, let us know. Please just don't say Tony Weeks with his cheating ass. Thomas Taylor is about the best referee out there, I think. He's fair. He did Benavidez and Boo Boo, remember? Thomas Taylor is real good. Yeah. I don't want Tony Weeks because, as I was saying, he's proven he can be bought with that Roller Barroso nonsense. He was bought in that one. He was given a signal to save Rolly, and he did it. Okay? No way that fight should have been stopped. Then in the round before the stoppage, Rolly threw Barroso to the floor, and Tony Weeks called it a knockdown. When he took that man and took that old man and threw him in the floor, man. Tony Weeks called it a knockdown. And the old guy was beating Rolly's ass. And Tony Weeks was giving the signal. They probably picked the envelope up and waved it. And Tony Weeks stopped it. Yeah. Yeah, Al Booker. Thomas Taylor, right? Yeah. He's the man, if you ask me. As far as referees. And Bayless ain't bad. Bayless getting up there years, but Kenny Bayless ain't bad. No, Kenny ain't bad. Okay, to become an amateur boxing referee, you first need to be at least 18 years old and willing to undergo training. Now, amateur boxing is not as popular as professional boxing, but it's a good way to get your foot in the door and gain experience. However, if you want to become a professional boxing referee, you should look into your local boxing board for information on registration. If you find the right training course, you can learn all about the rules of boxing and refereeing, as well as the basic physical fitness you need to be a good referee. Okay. So those are the basic things you need to do. And then, the qualifications vary from state to state, just like judging, Okay. I'm going to put the link in. Let me put the link in. Bear with me for 1 second. Today is the 6th, right? Yeah. There's the link. Oh, I haven't put it in yet. Well, that's my 7-year-old granddaughter over here when I need her. He knows more about computers and the internet, way more than I do. That's a shame, but it's a fact. This link, if she was here, this link would be in there in like 2 seconds. Me, I'm one finger man. I type with one finger. Okay, almost there. But how is everybody today? Everybody's day going along smoothly since this morning that we were together. Mine has been okay. I was at work this morning, but now I'm home. It's a big difference to being home and at work. Home alone. Wife at work, so I guess I'm gonna have oodles and noodles tonight. Almost there. I was gonna talk a little about state boxing conventions, but no, I don't think so. Okay, there's that. Yeah. Thomas Taylor is the man when it comes to referees, though. Yes, he is. Yeah, I like that top rank card. Tomorrow I'm going to do a breakdown. I'm going to look at each fight, take a look at each fighter. Especially the fights on the main card, because I was talking to some people, hardcore boxing fans, yesterday, and they didn't even know about the top rank card, and we're in fight week for it. And all those young killers on that card would be easy. That card would be easy to promote, man. Robisi, Xander Zayas, Bruce Carrington, former Olympian Tiger Johnson. And they're not promoting those guys. It is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Still 6 likes away from the record. Okay, I'm going to look at the news a little bit. My friend Jay Hardcore went over the headlines this morning. I'm going to delve a little bit deeper. I like to go deep into the stories and talk about it and everything. Inquiring minds want to know. Now, Regis Prograis said that Teofimo is too explosive for Ryan Garcia. It says Ryan Garcia don't deserve a Tank rematch. See what Regis talking about. Regis better be worrying about Devin, not the Ryan Garcia, Teofimo, and Tank. It said Regis feels that WBO light welterweight champion Teofimo Lopez is too explosive on offense for the chinny Ryan Garcia if the two fought. Okay. Prograis notes that Ryan has been dropped by Gervonta Davis and Luke Campbell previously, making him a poor candidate to take on an explosive puncher like Teofimo. What y'all think about that? Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez. I would pick Teofimo too. The Golden Boy hasn't given any kind of hint on who Ryan will fight next after his uneven performance against Oscar Duarte Saturday. Now, is Ryan ready for the weakest link at 140? Now we know who that is. I think he is. I think he's ready for Rolly. Okay. Because after the fight, Ryan said he called out Rolly. Okay. And Rolly is the weakest link. Now the other option for Ryan is WBO champion Teofimo. Now, Ryan and Teofimo would be a bigger money fight than Ryan and Rolly. Okay. Mike, Ryan, what's going on, bro? How you doing? Good to see you, man. I had double-digit people in the building for a minute, but it dropped back down to 9. Wow. I was getting ready to go out and come back in and see if I was really in Cash Sports chat. Up there in the double digits, man. Like my buddy Jay Hardcore says, upward mobility. 5 likes away from the record. I'm going to leave that alone, though. I know y'all ain't trying to hear that. I'm going to say that solemnly. Then when we get the record, I'll let y'all know. Okay? Now, the other option for Ryan other than Rolly is Teofimo. And I think Teofimo and Ryan would be a bigger money fight than Rolly. Which one you like, Gregory? DP, is it Ryan or Rolly or Teofimo? Oh, Rolly, okay. You like Rolly. Yeah, I like Rolly too. I'd rather see Rolly than Teofimo because I think Rolly and Ryan would be more competitive than Teofimo and Ryan, Now, Rolly and Ryan, I would pick Ryan, but Rolly got power, so, he could slip up in there. But Ryan still got a lot of flaws, especially defensively, Especially defensively. And I still can't get over Freestyle Media. What's up, bro? How you feeling today? Smash that like, everybody. Freestyle Media in the building. I haven't seen you in a minute, but it's always a pleasure to see you. Soon I'm gonna be I ain't gonna be able to keep up with the chat. That's a good thing though. Freestyle Media Sports in the building. Now, I was talking about Ryan Rowley only because they both need a lot of work. That's true, GP. That is true. That is true. It seemed like they both got more popular after Tank knocked them out. So, Rowley got a title shot after Tank knocked him out. Remember his next fight? So, wow. It must pay off to get knocked out by the face of boxing, I guess. But okay, yeah. But what I was saying was I would rather see Ryan and Rowley than Ryan and Teofimo. But Teofimo would be a bigger money fight for Ryan, right? But it would be a big risk for Ryan. Okay, so I believe also they're going to really try to put him in there with Rowley. Now Ryan looked kind of frightened and amateurish throughout the Duarte fight. Okay, now Duarte was easy to hit, and Ryan ran him into that left hook in the 8th. You know, that's what started. That was the beginning of the end for Duarte. But against a more sharper fighter, higher level fighter, Ryan probably would have got stopped. His defense is to turn your back. Come on, man. Remember the Tank fight? Ryan missed with that left hook and then turned his back completely on Tank. Good point, Just Do Boxing. Ryan don't like pressure. And he'll turn his back on you in a minute. Now, what Ryan needs are more fights that he uses to develop his skills. And that would mean that he would have to delay his goal of fighting for a world title. Not really. If you fight Rowley, you know. Yeah, he's ready to challenge for Rowley's belt, I think. Now, here's some fights that might help develop Ryan. See if y'all agree. Sandor Martin. Freestyle Media Sports says Ryan is a one-trick pony. Kind of true. Now, do y'all agree with this? These are some fights Ryan could take next to help him develop his skills a little bit more before he jump in there with Teofimo or the higher level guys at 140. Sandor Martin. Sergey Lipinets, Brandon Lee, Gabriel Valenzuela, Elvis Rodriguez, Steve Plaggett, Jermaine Ortiz, Leon Parra. Yeah. He would have a shot against most of those guys on that list. I think so. What y'all think? Yeah. Regis thinks Ryan would have no chance against Teofimo. Regis said if he got dropped by Tank, he thinks Hill would be too explosive for him. But you never know until they fight, you know. You never know until we had a fight. Good article. Let me see what else they're talking about in here. Yeah, that's why we have the fight, because you never know what's going to happen until they get in there. creeping closer and closer to that record too. All right. Let's look at this Regis Prograis versus Devin Haney strategy analysis. They always put Devin first. That's why I say Regis first. Regis is the A side. He's the champion. People are saying Devin is the A side, but no. Regis is the A side. He's the champion. But this is Devin's debut at 140. Regis is a dangerous power puncher. He has an 82.7% knockout rate, so a knockout rate over 80. Wow. Remo says, if I was his, talking about Ryan, right, Remo? Yeah. If I was his handler, I'd go Brandon Lee, Montana Love. And the test would be Hitchens if he got past. If he got past Hitchens, he might have learned enough from Derek James to contest. Remo, I don't know if I would go to Hitchens. I like Brandon Lee and Montana Love, though. But see, Hitchens is fighting, talking about it in the hangout this morning. Who was it? Oh, Jack Catterall. And guess who the winner gets? Matthias. So I think Hitchens can handle Catterall. But what y'all think about Hitchens and Matthias? Because we might be getting that fight early next year. Catterall and Hitchens is fighting the title IBF title eliminator at 140. You know who has the IBF, right? So what y'all think about that? Hitchens, you think Hitchens ready for Matthias? Hitchens, okay, Hitchens would be the third fight, right, Remo. Brandon Lee, Montana Love, and then Hitchens. Yeah, that's a good point, Remo. Because that would give him 2 fights to develop under Derek James. Very good point. I didn't think about that at first, Remo. Yeah. Get those 2 fights in with Derek. And then if he's not ready for somebody like Hitchens after 2 fights with Derek, he'll never be ready. He'll never be ready. Yeah, I agree, just do. Great fight, Ryan and Brandon Lee. Yeah. And then Montana Love, if he get past Lee, and then step up to Hitchens. Like I said, if he can't not ready for Hitchens after all that time with Derek, then he'll never be ready. You know. But Oscar want that belt. And what is this Oscar talking about? Ryan gonna be with Golden Boy for years to come. After that press conference, I don't see how they're gonna continue to work together. I don't know how long he has left on his contract. Anybody know how much time Ryan has left on his contract? Bruce Gas in the building. Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz, and more is now in the building. Welcome, brother Bruce Gas. Good to see you. How's your day going, bro? Since this morning. Still going smooth? What you think about that, Bruce? What do you think is good next for Ryan Garcia? We're talking about Ryan Garcia at 140. Remo said Montana Love or Brandon Lee. Just do agree that Brandon Lee would be good. Yeah. I think that line, Brandon Lee, Montana Love, and then Richardson Hitchens. And if he's not ready by that time, then he'll never be ready. You might as well forget it. Yeah. Now, I was talking a little bit about Regis and Devin in here too. Regis has an over 80% knockout rate, okay? Now, can Haney outpoint him and survive the 36-minute match? Okay. Regis is a southpaw, and he has a very deceptive boxing style. He gives the appearance that he's hittable, but he has elusive head movement, and that makes him a difficult target. 3 more years, Bruce? Wow. He must have just signed back with him or something, didn't he? Yeah, well, I guess he don't have no choice. Oscar knows what he's talking about there because he said for years to come. Ooh. I didn't know it was that much. Wow. I don't see how they work together 3 more years with B-Hop around because Ryan lit into him at that press conference last week. Wow. 3 more years. Bruce Grant says Ryan has 3 more years left on his contract with Golden Boy. Poor Ryan. Man, we keep jumping up to 10 people in the building. It's the first time I had double-digit people in here. Upward mobility. Upward mobility is a beautiful thing. Now, Regis has a boxing style that gives the appearance that he's hittable, but he has an elusive head movement, and that makes him a difficult target. Okay? Because Regis has one of the best opponent total connect percentages in boxing at 19.2%, which is better than Devins at 19.9. Devins is 19.9, Regis is 19.2. They got all kind of stats nowadays. Opponent's total connect percentage. Wow. That's the percentage of your opponent hitting, connecting on you. Regis is at 19.2%. Devin is 19.9%. So Regis is lower. Okay, what is Remo talking about? Remo says, I think B-Hop is forced to be released by Golden Boy, or Ryan wins a suit against them for poor work environment. Oh, really, Remo? They're going to let B-Hop walk? He would deserve it. He deserved what Ryan said to him, too, you know. He's supposed to be the older guy, the man's promoter, you know, making statements like he's going to retire. And where did that come from? It's almost like they planned on the guy retiring, Duarte. It's crazy. Do that every day. I got my device plugged in. What are you talking about? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Remo. I would love for that to happen. Battery saver's on. Consider plugging in your device. Oh, it wasn't all the way in. Okay. Okay. Ryan is. Oh. Okay. I went back up some. I gotta catch up on the comments. Caught up. Okay. Yeah. It reaches his opponent's connect percentage is 19.2. Devins is 19.9. Everybody was probably thinking that Devins is lower than Regis, but no. Regis will pose a difficult target for Haney to hit. He'll be aiming to make Devin miss and then counter him effectively with his overhand left. Okay. Now against JoJo, Devin got countered a lot by JoJo's overhand left. Remember? Anybody seen that fight? Oh, JoJo was putting that overhand left on Devin. Yes, he was. I remember that. Yep. Jorge Linares had limited success against Devin with the left hand, landing repeatedly with that left hook. And I was talking about that in the hangout this morning, how he got him. He had him walking sideways with that, I think it was an uppercut, wasn't it? Left uppercut in the 9th round. No, it was the right. It was the right. He got him with the left uppercut like a couple rounds before, but the 10th round was a right hand that nearly dropped Devin. Yeah. So if Regis catch him like that, now if Jorge would have caught him a little earlier in the round, it would have been over. He would have stopped him. And B3 and Big Dose this morning didn't agree with that. Man, what happened to B3 left? B3, get back in here. Now, Devin's strategy will be to box Regis on the outside, utilizing lateral movement, keeping him at a distance and out of range, right? Now, Regis' last fight against Zerillo, he did appear to struggle against Zerillo's movement, and he had problems closing the distance. There's B3, you listening? Now, I was just talking about how JoJo was repeatedly hitting Devin with that left hand, overhand left B3, and Linares had success with it with the left hand on Devin too, remember? B3. So I'll talk to you in the close show Sunday. Okay, if Devin wins up, I'll be there. But we'll see. Remos says, I rock with B3. He is unapologetically a Dev fan. Hey, B3 is my man, you know. I like picking with him and Big Dose. But they good people, you know. They like who they like. Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know. Nothing wrong with that. We all fans, you know. I just think we just gonna knock him out. That's all. Okay. Now I was talking about Devin's strategy. Oh, here we go. Devin's strategy is going to be to box on the outside, use lateral movement. You know, just pick. Try to outpoint Regis. Everybody knows what Devin is going to do. Okay. Regis has slow feet. I like Regis, but he ain't Loma or JoJo. People forget. JoJo decorated amateur. Regis started at 17. You don't think Regis? Who do you think would win between Regis and JoJo, B3? I know you wouldn't pick JoJo. Come on now. B3. I know you ain't picking JoJo over Regis. I read this. Devin's strategy will be to box Regis on the outside, utilizing lateral movement, keep him at a distance and out of range. Right. Now, Regis did knock Zerillo down in the third round, but his poor performance is probably why Devin took this fight. You agree with that, B3? Regis' poor performance against Zerillo is why Devin picked him for this one? True. That's true, B3. I give you that. We can only assume. Yeah, you're 100% right. Now, Devin was probably thinking that Regis is 34 years old and he's beatable. But Devin's last four opponents, Linares, Diaz, Kambosos, Loma, were all able to land at least 100 punches or more against him. None of them got the power of Regis Prograis. Okay? Closing it on the record, gentlemen. JoJo washed up after that dad fight only has one fight after. Yeah. Yeah, JoJo is done, Remo. I think. Yeah. Uh-oh. What's up, P3? You just couldn't resist it.
Cass, what's good, fam? You can hear me?
You did? Okay. How you doing there, B3?
I'm doing all right, man. You kept talking to me. I had to jump on real quick, even though I'm at work. I'm working from home right now.
Okay. Oh, man. Go ahead. What you got to say? I'm listening.
Yeah, I mean, people don't put no respect on JoJo now, man. Like he not a dog. Like he didn't run a whole gym in LA. You know, as a young guy, he was on the Olympic team, if I'm not mistaken, with EJ.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So JoJo has pedigree. Regis is a late starter. Yeah, and that's not to take
like
anything.
16 or something.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not to take anything away from Regis. It's just the two are not the same. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
If Devin could go in and stop Regis, and people will be like in awe, like, oh, what in the world? Why did he stop? Like, he didn't have the experience. How could you stop Regis and not stop JoJo? It's because JoJo had fought Gary Russell. You know, JoJo had fought, Fortuna and all these other guys. Whereas Regis, he was in with Josh Taylor, but other than that, his opposition is not the best. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep it as call it a spade.
Right. But B3, Kambosos, Loma, Linares, and JoJo had success at punch scoring on Devin. So how come Regis not all of a sudden?
I think Regis will land punches like everybody else lands punches in fights. It's just that when it comes to like Devin Haney, it's like people like he's not supposed to get touched. He can't he can't have developmental fights.
Devin. Yeah.
No, not you, Cass. I'm just talking in general. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like Devin can't have no developmental fights.
I know.
In Mexico, that's like he's the only boxer that can't have developmental fights. He the only boxer that we bring up without one moment in one fight, and we try to blanket and say this is why the rest of his career is going to go a certain way.
No, I'm just talking about this fight. I just think Regis going to beat him this fight. And the Devin is a good fighter and everything. Yeah, I just don't think he's going to win this one. That's all. Yeah. Now, let me ask you this, B3.
It's going to be a great fight.
Yeah. I know. Let me ask you this, though. Kambosos, Loma, Linares, and JoJo. Do you think Regis has more power than all of them?
I would say he's a bigger man than them. It's hard to quantify power because possibly, but some people will speak on like there's no more boxing than me. They will speak on punch placement. They will speak on time and accuracy versus like your strength. You see what I'm saying? So
I see what you're saying.
Linares, his velocity on his punch might hit you and hurt you worse than Regis, velocity. Some people, Regis, he has a decent jab, but does he throw straight punches? You see what I'm saying? Like Linares threw a straight right hand, cracked Devin and wobbled him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he used to have pinpoint accuracy one time. Linares did, yeah.
Exactly.
Go ahead,
so
B3.
every boxer not the same, and it's definitely gonna be interesting to see what game plan Regis employs, because he's in an uphill battle. People I love Remo, Cass, Senior, you know, y'all have this belief. I think that, you know, Devin is chinny and he possibly can get stopped. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
If he was chinny, I believe that Loma probably would have stopped him or dropped him at least. You know, nobody believes Teofimo is chinny, but Kambosos dropped him. Sandor dropped him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to be chinny to get dropped, Big Three. You don't have to be chinny. You know?
You right.
You get caught, like you were just saying, the placement, the velocity, all that matters. Anybody can be dropped, right? You get caught right with the right punch.
Well, that's a fact.
But
that's a fact. I just look at it like this. Anything can happen in a 12-round fight. I do give Regis a puncher's chance. Remo!
We're shaking, man.
What's up,
Call
Remo?
my name.
Yeah. A puncher's chance. That's all?
Like candy, man.
That's all, B3. A puncher's chance.
Yeah. That's what it do. Hey, man, it's a big weekend. This a big weekend, man. I'm just glad everybody excited for the fight, yo. For real.
Man, I'm here. I'm listening, man.
And the top rank card too. Yeah.
That top rank card, nice.
Go ahead, Remo.
No, I'm just like y'all finish cooking, man. I'll jump in when it's time.
Well, I mean, so I just say that to say. Go ahead, Cass.
Now, do you think that Devin's gonna have to be better defensively against Regis than he was against those other guys I named, Loma and Kambosos and JoJo and all them?
I don't think he needs to be more defensive. I just think he needs to have I said this earlier.
Okay.
I said this earlier. You can hear me, Cass?
Yeah, you went in and out. But go ahead.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Man,
yeah, I hear you now. Yeah.
Devin Haney, you know, people don't never really want to consider these boxers and like how the weight cut affects them. You know, and they don't really want to speak on Devin, you know, making that weight after they already seen that he really wasn't supposed to be making the weight when they made him do that public weigh-in in the Australia fight, and he was looking like they was looking like
you
Michael
talking about
Jackson
35, right? Okay.
Yeah. So you know, evaluating him on those performances, I give him more credit than most would, for the simple fact that I know he wasn't supposed to be fighting in the weight class, and people that are non-boxers do not realize what, because we all have extra weight on us, so 5 pounds is nothing to us, but tell that to a body that you can't get an extra 5 pounds off of, or an extra 2 pounds off of. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But wouldn't that mean he ain't supposed to be fighting it there at all?
100%, Remo. I'm with you. I think he is fighting against, basically, they belong in that weight class. He don't belong in that weight class if he got to damn near dehydrate his whole body that he can't even sweat out another pound or 2 on a treadmill. Hey, Remo, I'm right there with you. That's why I just don't know what Devin to really. I'm expecting a better Devin based on that. But I'll say this: I know what their game plan was. I'm not in the inner team or nothing like that, but it's kind of, the writing was on the wall. They hawked down Lomachenko because they knew if they could get a fight and beat Lomachenko, that would give them the credibility, as a champion in boxing. And nobody was really at 140, that would do that. If Lomachenko was at 140, then they probably would have, just campaigned at 140. You see what I'm saying?
True.
But Lomachenko was the biggest name, in and around those weight classes that they could probably, try to, attack. You know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't going to be able to. It was a different time. So, so let me ask y'all this: do y'all believe that? Devin making 135 affected any of his performances, like the Lomachenko fight?
Hold on. Before we even get to that, I want to address the first question with the fighting style of how he fought Loma and Kambosos, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Devin can't fight any of those fights with Regis. His best bet is to fight the safe, boring Shakur style fight. And the reason I'm saying that is because he don't really want to get close to Regis. Because Regis' best attributes is fighting in the pocket. Getting into like a phone booth fight. Devin kind of tried to fight that fight with Loma, where he was getting a lot of body shots off. But Loma isn't a heavy hitter as far as like one punch type shit, like Regis would be. Now Kambosos, he fought Kambosos with range, and in the second fight he fought with a little bit more guts, I would say. But he knew for a fact Kambosos couldn't hurt him, and them little dinosaur's arms couldn't really get to him because he always had the safety valve, which was his jab to keep him extended. So I think his best bet is to fight the boring fight. But what he's trying to do is market himself to be a star. So I don't know if he's going to fight the boring fight and get the win and show like I'm just a better boxer, or try to mix it up, which might put him in the danger zone.
Yeah, what do you think about that, B3? Which would you rather see him fight?
So this is the one thing that I was just thinking about when you was saying that. The Linares touching his chin is like impregnated in everybody's mind that if Devin gets by a puncher, then it's just not going to end well for him. And that very well may be true, but my whole thing is that these dudes, Regis is considered a puncher, but who is he really stopping? Like, who is these guys, for Devin to have fear of him, this, like, we looking at Devin like,
you got an 82% knockout rate, B3, over 80% knockout rate.
Yeah, but his best knockout win is Tyrone McKenna.
Wouldn't it be Zepeda?
I was just shooting shit. But see, and Zepeda, Zepeda's he's a tough guy, but he's not a top level fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's not. He might have been top 10 at one point, but
he fought him for the title. He fought him for the title. If that's gonna be the argument.
And how old is Zepeda?
And at that point in time, what was that? 5 years ago? No, that was recent. No, that was not.
How long ago was that?
Was Zepeda fight?
Zepeda, no, that was recent.
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah.
How old was he? How old was Zepeda then? Was it last year?
Probably 33, 34. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But my question would be for Regis. For Devin to come out and be like, we gonna beat the shit out of you. He's not known for that.
Right.
At all.
Not.
And if we say that he's gonna beat the shit out of, name somebody credible that he caught the chin up. Not even fuck knocking him out.
I don't think B3 is saying that. You're not saying he's gonna beat the shit out of him, are you, B3?
Well, let me say this. Let me ask you this.
I know. I'm just saying how the fight is being advertised.
Right, exactly. I see what you're saying, Remo. Yeah.
I don't know that he's not gonna beat the shit out of Regis. So let me ask y'all. Let me spin it back to you. Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Do you believe? And they're not the same, but Lomachenko had to go to the hospital after the fight with Devin, right or wrong?
For what reason?
So
it wasn't nothing that Devin put him in there for. It was
he got his rear broke. That's why we're not seeing him this year. You see what I'm saying? Because Devin, and we already know Devin, only thing he was effectively landing was that body shot. He was hitting him on the same spot. So, and then let me ask you this: the second Kambosos fight, Did you think Kambosos got his ass whipped in the second fight?
I'm not even gonna compare Kambosos to no Regis, man. Come on now, B3.
He got his ass whooped in both fights.
Come on, B3. You ain't comparing Kambosos to Regis. Come on, man. Don't do that.
Kambosos is a unified champ, though.
But he's terrible. He's terrible, and you know that.
That was thank you to Teofimo.
He's terrible. You know that. Come on.
Kambosos should have been nowhere near those belts.
Come on, baby. You know that.
Stop it.
We're not even going to do that. You know Kambosos is terrible.
Man, listen. This is and y'all know I rock with Devin, so it's always gonna come out bad. This is always gonna come out bad when I try to big up Kambosos.
Yes, please.
But
right.
Kambosos, first and foremost. And I know Mickey Bay was out of the ring for a while, but I still give Kambosos credit for listen, I don't box, so I give these dudes credit for competing with high level fighters. They don't gotta even win. I give them, like, Regis is getting a whole bunch of buku credit for competing and having a close fight with Josh Taylor. He ain't win. You see what I'm saying? So Kambosos even competing with Mickey Bay, I think of him as a great fighter. And for the fact that he even was on that level, was able to give Tio a great fight. You know what I'm saying? I think he's on that level. He didn't get stopped by Devin. You know, he stood in there. He took that jab the first fight, and he took them right hands the second fight. He didn't get stopped.
My point is Devin ain't knocking nobody out. Devin ain't stopping nobody, though. Who is he's Devin? Like you said, who is Regis stopped? Who is Devin stopped? I'm going to turn that one back around.
Listen, I know you know the names. You know I'm a hardcore. You know I know the records, so you know I know the names.
Yeah,
so there ain't no names.
And don't say that Antonio guy.
Antonio Moran and Zaire Abdulayev.
And they drive Ubers today.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what I will say. And y'all watch out for this. Because Nessa kind of slipped up and said this, that Liam Paro was originally scheduled to fight Regis before Zorilla had to step in.
Oh, yeah?
But he had got injured in sparring with Devin Haney. Yeah, Devin Haney. He was sparring Devin Haney, and Devin Haney ended up breaking a bone in his face.
He was sparring Haney, getting ready for the Regis fight, right?
100%. 100%.
Okay. Yeah, that's news to me. I never knew that. Yeah.
So when Devin is sparring he's damn near 180, so he could crack some shit at 180. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, real talk. Nah, that's facts. I mean, that's why I think. Let me ask you this, Remo. What's up? How you feel? I know you gonna look at this funny, but Regis kind of was, he had made a few comments talking about like how big Devin was and kept mentioning Devin's size. Like, do you think he mentioning that like because he's a little concerned about it, or why you think he keep that kind of getting me? Like, I don't know, like what's up with this dude? Like, why he keep talking about how big Devin is? And we know, size don't win fights, and size don't mean you got power. Pause.
Yeah, we're not bullshit with you, but it's probably a little built-in excuse. But I really do think he think Devin big as hell, because Devin's a big ass kid. Him and Shakur, they both big kids that shrink themselves down, and I could tell Shakur's a big dude. And he's gotten big in a quick amount of time by the stretch marks in his arms.
Yeah.
Devin comes into a fight, and when you see him during his training, he's cut up crazy. Abs are popping out. By the time he gets to the weigh-in, so I think he's looking at him during this media run, right? Like, yo, this is a big goddamn kid.
Yeah.
Right? Keeping it real. But my thing is, how much is he going to suck down the night before the actual fight, and how much he going to rehydrate? It's going to really tell the difference. Because so all of the shit we're seeing right now, visually, him on flying jets and getting down to the weight, he probably do look big as hell. But at the same time, he's not going to get that same visual the night of the fight.
Yeah.
My question would be, do you think
that's what it is, Remo? Yeah.
Do we get a public weigh-in?
I know. I hate that, man. They started doing that.
I believe we should. I believe we should
Yeah,
for
we
this one.
should, man. Come on now.
Let me. I don't think there will be any reason unless he really struggling to make 140. If Devin is struggling to make 140, then we ain't gonna see no public weigh-in.
So B3, is it the fighters that request that they had a private weigh-in, or I mean, where does that come from? Like you just said, if he's struggling to make 140, will he go to him and say he don't want a public weigh-in?
Nah, it's probably promotion. Promotion-wise, they'll do that to make sure that because they didn't spend so much money in promotion, they can't lose the fight.
Okay.
So they'll probably
do
it real early before the officials to see where they
Yeah, I
at.
see. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then do a ceremonial.
Yeah, because if they did that, they did it publicly and it looked crazy on stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Investors might be like, yo, what's going on here? You know, phone calls be going. They don't want to deal with all that.
Like the Cambosos one, they said, nah, we're not doing that no more. Yeah.
Well, you know, because the thing with see, that could sell a fight. That could help because you know after Devin won such a one-sided fight in the first fight, kind of showing him maybe a slight disadvantage or you know whatever, the people can kind of rally and say, okay, maybe Cambosa can get one off on him because you know he's struggling to make the weight. But with Devin being the A side and this, well, he's the A side, but y'all know what I mean. But he's with Eddie Hearn or whatever the case may be.
I know what you mean. He's a bigger name.
Eddie not gonna want to show him. Eddie not gonna want to do anything to you know, devalue the fight. The fight is looking pretty good. I don't know how y'all feel about it. Y'all let me know. But I think the fight promotion has been pretty good.
They almost got the place sold out, the venue. Right, B3?
Yeah, I believe
the venue is almost sold out, right?
Yeah, they had to open up quite a few more tickets. I thought it was only going to be 15,000, but now they saying it might be 19,000.
Yeah, so it's not doing bad. We don't know about the pay-per-views yet, but the ticket sales is good.
But see, I need to see that. I need to see that gross number for the gate, though. I don't care about. I mean, when we talking numbers, because you already know when we talking numbers, we got to compare you to the best. We got to compare you to the face of boxing.
No.
Yeah,
I
true.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
All right, talk to me, Remo.
So initially seeing this, I don't care about the gate or the max number held in. Once the place is packed, it's cool. I think they did a really good. They did a really good job at promoting the general interest of the fight by continuing.
Yeah, they have.
Not even. I wouldn't even just say promotion. Just continuous content in different. It's not in the same replay. So they did a great job there. But for Devin to have a successful night, right? And Regis and Devin's main goal should be 240 to 320.
Yeah, he gonna have to do it.
And I say that, bro, because Tank before Ryan was in the 2-something to 3s, depending on who you ask. You know what I'm saying? So that's a decent number to come to the table with because he's like I continue to say I might talk shit about him or whatever the case is, but out of all of those young stars or whatever, Tank is at the creme de la creme. He's at the top, right?
Yep.
Devin's the only next guy that has standalone numbers. Ryan was on pay-per-view with Tank. He didn't even fight pay-per-view this time. So we're going to take him off the board.
Nope.
He's back with Shakur now. Devin is the only one with some kind of numbers that you could actually say his name has a particular value and a following crowd that will pay something to watch him. So you
I'm gonna be honest with you, Remo.
Shoot.
If he do, I'm gonna be honest with you. And you know, I want this fight to do well because I know if it doesn't, they're gonna Tank fight down the road. But if he does what you're saying between 240 and 320, we probably get the Tank and Devin fight next year.
Yeah, I think
you know what I'm saying? Because it would make sense because here's the thing. If you know that the people are going to tune in on a DAZN pay-per-view for Regis and Devin and actually pay for it, then you know for a fact when you add Tank into the equation, that thing will blow up. And you want it soon because if you push the fight out, like Shakur said, you risk somebody getting clipped or taking an L. So you can't mess up the money like that.
You got to win though, B3. He got to win.
But my question, my follow-up question is that, right? You get the numbers, you get the victory. Let's say that's the case, right?
Yeah.
Now, if Devin flirts with any conversation other than Tank, at whether it be 140 or catch weight, somewhere in between, what do you have to say for Devin moving forward?
The only thing, this is what all I would say. This is what I would have to know a little bit more, because you not and everybody, we all know that Tank not taking a pay cut. Calvin already told us that. So if
know that ain't happening.
Legitimate, I think they're gonna make the fight.
Let's say everything is on an even playing field. Let's say they do a 70-30, 50-50 pay-per-view splits. He's already acknowledging Tank is the A side, right? Both of him and his daddy already acknowledged that. You get a 70-30, 50-50 split on the pay-per-view. If he has any conversation with any other weight class or any other boxer within the first quarter of the new year. No, let's say the second quarter, because Tank might fight the first quarter. We've never seen Tank or anybody ask that he didn't want. He was on Ryan Bumper to the point where he kept talking to him, talked him in the ring, you next, everything, and it happened. You don't really get Tank to engage. So now if Tank engages with you and then they come around with a storyline that doesn't say Tank and they put another fight in front of it, what say you?
The only way that fight wouldn't happen if Devin was, if they thought it was fair, fair is that it will be a duck. I mean, if the offer is fair and if the fight don't happen, it will be a duck. I mean, that's just what it is. But this is my whole point. Excuse
me real quick, B3. Real quick. Fender Brenner, what's up? Fender Brenner in the building for the first time. Good to see you, bro. Okay, go ahead, B3.
So,
Fender Brenner.
The thing is this, though. Yeah, he might have, given up the A side at that moment in time, based on what Tank had produced and what he hadn't produced. But if this young dude goes out there and he's surpassing, he's doing 19,000, and then he does a good pay-per-view number, it's not going to be the same as when he was at 135. You see what I'm saying? The people are going to want you to take whatever Tank offer you, and I understand that completely. But what Tank was trying to offer him was before he was established on pay-per-view. That's why this pay-per-view is really important. If let's say if people don't watch the pay-per-view, let's say he only do, let's say 75, 100,000 pay-per-view buys, we're not gonna get the Tank fight. You know what I'm saying? But if Devin does, 250,000 pay-per-views, then I'm gonna have to come to the table and and show Devin some love in negotiations, which I'm not sure they're gonna do. So,
but whatever numbers he does, it doesn't get him any closer to being the A side. So he really can't negotiate on his behalf.
But it's about leverage, because let me say this: Ryan had the leverage to get the deal for himself because he had that following, and they knew that the green print was, they knew the green print already sell, with Mexican and a black fighter. Devin, like you saying, if we're pulling Devin and they feel like you're pulling from the same community, I'm not necessarily sure it's the same fan base. I'm not so certain about that just yet. You see what I'm saying? Because you got a segment of people that don't want to watch Devin fight and are not going to support his pay-per-view. Now, I don't know if it gets tight. Oh yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying, 100%. But the thing about it is, the people are not looking at it. Tank and Devin fight is going to supersede that stuff, because you're going to have a full card, and everybody in the world going to want to see how that fight. Mm-hmm. So I just want him to produce on pay-per-view so there can be no excuse, and then they can actually make the fight. But if they don't, if the pay-per-view don't do well, they're not gonna make the fight. That's just a fact.
No. See, I think that's that's an older mentality, I believe, with that whole, you know, pulling from the same pool. I be hearing Calvin talk that shit. I don't believe that at all. Right? See, I'm out of everything, I'm a casual turn hardcore, whatever you want to label it as, right? But I'm into marketing and numbers and the way things should look compared to where they are, right?
Yep.
They're both young, they're both in their prime, and people have a vast interest in seeing the best fight the best at an early age, not at a later age.
Smash that like, people. Good.
Y'all call it home cooking. Y'all call it. I mean, it's a little bit different for me. It's now that the people are interested currently. This is the hottest time. They have the backstory with the sparring footage.
Yep.
They genuinely don't like each other. You got the head coaches going back and forth with one another. Both of them consider themselves industry hip hop kids, and you know, and it attracts the casuals now, because they like to see the young dudes in they drip and cars.
And that's the key, Remo. That's the key to them casuals. Yeah,
they like the others. So the others being invested in this drives the numbers. And the initial what PBC is going to give is nothing going to be crazy. They'll probably get maybe 8 to 10 up front, but those two together, those entities together, drive the numbers, and the pay-per-views is what matters. That's what really got Ryan and Tank paid. They up front wasn't nothing crazy. Well, what was reported, it wasn't nothing crazy, but the back end money is what helped them. And if anything, the Mexicans rock with Tank because he fight like an animal. They like that shit. So Canelo said he's one of his favorite fighters.
Yeah.
If Tank got Canelo to walk him out to a fight and he did sign on PBC, it's over.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. And you're going to have them people on both sides that want to see either one of them win, either one of them lose. Man, I think it's going to be a mega fight.
No question. No question.
I definitely, I can't wait for it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make sure I get my little DAZN pay-per-view $60 for this weekend. And, you know, I already know it's going to be Devin by money line, any means necessary. You know, a lot of people have been trying to convince me and talking that Devin going to stop him late.
What is your prediction, B3? I ain't never heard your official prediction. No.
Man, I got Devin boxing him to a decision.
Decision, okay, unanimous.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have some bruises on him. You know, he might have a little redness on the body, but that's about it. He ain't gonna stop him.
Okay.
Yeah, he ain't gonna. I don't think he's gonna stop Regis, and I definitely don't think Regis is gonna stop Devin.
Okay.
I got Regis in the 11th from a collection of punches with the ref jumping in.
I got to catch him in 9. Catch him with something hot in 9. Devin ain't gonna be able to handle it early enough in the round where he gonna get him out of there.
I think the punch that's gonna catch him, B3, is this little screwball punch that he throws. It's gonna be somewhere near the temple or the neck.
Hey, this is what I'm gonna do though. Since I'm a betting man, this is what I'm gonna do. Is, you know, I'm gonna put something on the fight ending in 9 through 12. So if it does happen, you know that I'm not gonna pick a side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's like right now, I think FanDuel has it as plus 1,300 on the fight ending. I believe that was 10 through 12 that I looked at, but it's probably like plus 1,000 on 9 through 12 just a fight ending in that period. So you can't beat that. You can't.
I got one for you, B3.
Yeah.
If Devin wins, I'll buy me a big head Devin t-shirt. if Regis win, you gotta put on a big face Tank shirt and take a photo.
Say less. We locked in on it.
You said you didn't know who the ref was, right?
Nah,
For this
I
fight.
don't.
Okay.
It ain't
Okay.
gonna matter because he gonna jump in and stop the fight. You ready?
Okay.
Man?
Wow. Hey, listen. Regis is a dog, man. Before all this Devin fight, I was always a Regis fan.
Right.
Always like watching Regis. You know, you kind of in these type of fights, you kind of got to choose a side. You already know.
Yeah.
But if he stops Devin, man, that would just like Jay was saying earlier, that would break the internet.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, that would definitely break the internet. But we locked in, Remo. I definitely gonna get me a big tank shirt, you know, a big face tank shirt. I'll find one.
Virtual
Okay.
handshakes on it. Virtual handshakes.
Y'all heard it on Cash Sports. You heard it on Cash Sports. The deal between B3 and Remo on the Devin Haney and Regis Prograis fight. Now, what was it again?
We wearing a big head graphic tees. If he loses,
Okay.
well, if I win, he gotta get a tank shirt.
And a picture.
If he wins, yeah, I gotta get a Devin team.
Okay.
And throw a picture up there.
Okay. There you have it.
We locked
And
in.
gentlemen, it's 4:00.
Good
Time
stuff,
for Just
man.
Do Boxing. I appreciate y'all as always, man.
Good spawn, B3. Appreciate
Remo,
it, man.
B3.
Already,
panel.
Remo Cash. Hey, y'all have a good one, all right? I'm gonna see y'all in the
Okay,
chat. Just
you
do
too.
chat.
Facts.
Okay, great cook, guys. Remo, and I want to hear you say nothing about a casual anymore. You a super hardcore, man. Stop it.
Appreciate it, man. I'm gonna see you over at the other show.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We're going to get on up out of here. Another good one. And in the chat today, we had Fender Bender, Bruce Gass, Freestyle Media and Sports, Mike Rhyme, Al Booger, Gregory Pratt, GP, Mike Mazik. I'm going to say his name right one of these days. Just Do Boxing. Jay Hardcore was here. And Big Tim Layton. And Tim Layton's son's birthday is Saturday. He's a boxing fan, so that's going to be a nice birthday present for him. And my panel today was Remo and B3. And what a cook it was. And another good show for my small channel. But you know what I always say. You got to be small before you can be big, right? Cash Sports. Have a good one, everybody. See you over at Just Do. Peace. Okay, Just Do. See you in a minute, bro. Appreciate you. 1,000%.